What's going on, guys? Welcome to your Premier League predictions for Game Week 5. It's Friday, and I've said it the wrong way around. I was going to say it's Friday, it's time for the Premier League predictions, but this is just what I do. We should be used to it by now. Even better, we've got Adam and Shreyas alongside me to cast their predictions over this wicked weekend. It is nearly Halloween after all, so we'll give it a bit of a theme there. Just start us off with the Prem in general, lads. When you watch Champions League this midweek, it's been a little bit of a letdown, the new format, I'd say. There's not been amazing games, but the Premier League is still the best league in the world, isn't it, Adam?
Oh, hands down it is. It just gets the excitement, and then it even draws the, TV figures as well. So there's no debate about it. And I know this is why the whole Super League thing sort of happened. It was meant to, because all the revenue currently is just heading straight into England in the Premier League. But you see it like you're seeing it, the best of the best players now want to play in the Premier League. So it's completely flipped where it was like, Real Madrid pull, Barcelona pull, but it's not really happening anymore, is it?
No, it's not. We are taking off like a rocket. Looking forward to the games this weekend, Trez.
Yeah, looking forward to it, and especially looking forward to our game as well, considering we had a very good performance midweek. So yeah, just looking forward to it and the other games as well. So it's been a good mix. Champions League back as well, and finally, you got training games with that as well. So it's been a while that we've got consistent football, like 3 to 4 days. So it's a good good change of pace.
I was gonna say, so usually I think we've actually done, I don't know if it's like me and Adam or me and Shrey, I think we've done predictions before, but it's a slightly different format now. So how these predictions work, I'll just explain for you guys and then for the people in the chat as well. Obviously, the main thing, I'm not going to turn around and say we make predictions about results. That's the obvious thing, right? But we're including things like banana skin. So you get one banana skin each. Right, so for a potential slip up, you might see a result and you place your banana skin next to that game, okay? That you think, oh, actually, I think something might happen there. And then you have one fire as well for a high scoreline game, but what you think could be a 4-3 or a 5-3. I think the majority of us may go for the same one in that sense, but we'll kick it off and we'll go through the games. So, 12:30 kickoff, lads. Yeah, I will put it on the screen. 1 second. We have West Ham versus Chelsea. Chelsea only lost 1 in the last 5 against them. Currently 8th on 7 points. West Ham 14th with 4. Shreyas kick us off. Early kickoff. Thoughts?
I think it'll be a draw.
A draw. Why?
I just think both teams, West Ham, they are settling in, and it's just a very inconsistent fixture, I think, for both sides. So I just think that, might be a 0-0 or 1-1 draw.
Okay, interesting. Adam, what are you going with?
It's the early kickoff, and everyone says never back the early kickoff, and most people would back Chelsea in this kind of scenario. But I feel like it's going to be a draw as well. I don't know why it just says draw written all over it for me. Exactly. I think 2-2. West Ham kind of, a bit of an underwhelming start in a sense. Like everyone kind of tipped them because they've brought in decent players as well to be, maybe competing for Europa League spot. But so far it hasn't really worked. But I think this could be that moment they've kind of settled in now. And I think they can get a result. And I think 2-2, I'm feeling.
Just as I would probably agree. So we're going to have like a bit of an IKEA and agreement there in terms of draw. We've got a set of draws. I could definitely see that. But on Chelsea, what's the consensus around? Who finishes higher, Chelsea or United this season?
I feel us. I don't know why. I feel a bit more confident. I do. I think they've brought so many players in, and they're heavily rely on one player. If we're being honest, I think we can distribute the numbers, but like if there's an injury to Cole Palmer during the season, they're screwed. I feel like it is. He's the man that makes them tick. So I think, in a sense, last year they finished above us. But I know they were terrible. We were terrible too. But it's like we just gave up, but they didn't. They had a rough start, but then I know had a good second half of the season. And I don't think they probably should have sacked Pochettino. I think they could have built from that. They should have had more faith in the manager. But I can see us edging it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just false hope. 2 wins, and we're like, oh, we're up there now. You get sucked right back in. Just to get kicked back down. But no, I can see us finishing higher.
Shreyas?
Yeah, I think, with the kind of players they've gotten, some good talents. But the thing is, when I see that team all together, I don't see any leadership figure. I don't see any senior figure who, can actually, integrate this team and lead this team and, take the charge of this team. And I think there will come a time this season that their manager will have a problem when it comes to accommodating so many players, and with the kind of players they've got in their attacking lineup as well. I think it's just going to be very tough to accommodate so much game time to these players, and I think it will take a toll on their performances as well. As you move deep into the season, I think it will take a toll on their performances.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I feel weird about Chelsea. I'm feeling like just something in the back of my mind that I think they're going to do something good. Like, I think they're just going to click at some point, because I think Maresca's actually a decent coach. From what I've seen, from the patterns of play that they've had, I mean, they've won quite a few games already. They're above us in the league at the minute, so they're doing okay. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Get your predictions in the chat if you are watching West Ham versus Chelsea in the early kickoff. Right, we're going to move on to the West Midlands derby, Aston Villa versus Wolves. Given the form, lads, you would always say Aston Villa 9 times out of 10. You would say 3-0, especially the way they're playing at the minute. But does the derby? I think the lawnmower disagrees, but does the derby throw it out the window, Shreyas, maybe make it a scrappy game, or can you just see a convincing kind of win with Unai Emery?
It might be that scenario, but I just think that the kind of momentum that Villa are on and the kind of situation that Wolves are in, because Wolves look really, really disconnected at the moment whenever I've seen them play. They don't look comfortable. They make a lot of mistakes while playing, the ball out from the back, and with the kind of players that Villa have got at their disposal right now, I think they can cause a lot of trouble to a team like Wolves. And the way Unai Emery plays, I think they're set up quite well to actually, be at a good tactical standpoint. And when you look at Wolves and the kind of players that Wolves have got, so I just think Wolves will struggle against Villa.
Okay, interesting. Adam, if the garden equipment allows you to do so, Villa versus Wolves, what are we saying?
I honestly think Aston Villa are going to cut the grass with Wolves.
There we go. There we go.
But, yeah, it's just obvious at this point. Villa, Unai Emery has been playing really, really well. Like, they've actually managed to kick on from last season. They're having a decent start to the season as well. First game in I suppose, the big stage of European football for how many years? Is like 30, 40. And they go there, win. It didn't seem to phase them. It didn't. And
it's Unai Emery, though, isn't it? The manager that he is.
Exactly.
Quality in Europe.
And it just makes you question what happened at Arsenal with him, because genuinely, I think he is a really, really good manager. I know everybody kind of mocked him for the good evening thing and all this, but I don't think if he had the backing that Arteta had, I think he would have been a success at Arsenal.
Yeah.
But onto the game of Wolves, I can't see anything else than an Aston Villa win, honestly, because just seems they're players that they have to play really well, they defend really well, and I'm liking what I see from Durant.
The midfield, clicks quite well.
Yeah. I know that's my flop of the season, Onana. He's not having the best start, isn't he?
It happens. Listen, this is why they're called predictions. You know what I mean? I've done some predictions, Champions League last season, that a couple of teams, got to like the final. Well, one of the teams I said got to the final, and then there was a few that missed out on the semis. And the people that were in the comments like, "Oh my, mate, if we could all predict games and things correctly, we'd be millionaires because we just throw fucking money. That's why they're called predictions. We don't know. We're just based off what we've seen. I think it's pretty conclusive. You could say, Villa 3-0 win. But scorelines, Shreyas, give me a scoreline.
2-0.
Adam.
Yeah, I was thinking 3-0, but I'm just going to go with 2-0.
2-0. Right, okay. Again, people in the chat, West Midlands derby, Aston Villa versus Wolves, get your predictions in. On to the next one, as Jay-Z once famously said. Fulham versus Newcastle. Newcastle have a very good record against them. They've won every game in the last 3, kept clean sheets in all the last 3 as well. And Newcastle haven't lost yet, the 3rd in the league, which surprised me, because I thought, in my head, I don't know why, I thought they had a bit of a tricky start to the season, but apparently not. They're the 3rd behind Arsenal and City. So, yeah, again, Newcastle a bit of a weird one, aren't they, Adam?
Yeah, I don't think we've really seen the best of them as well at times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Yeah, they've kind of gotten under the radar because, I don't know, in my head too, I thought they had a bit of a slow start. But as you said, they're 3rd in the league and looking well. Maybe it's that kind of, what do you call it, sleeping giant?
Are we using cliches already? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. I don't mean for the league. I I'm not saying that.
Oh, right, okay.
But like,
there's
kind
the
of
headline.
sleep.
I'll change the title
Yeah.
now.
As in sleeping now, everyone's kind of slept on them and don't realize that they're up there. But I think they're going to have a difficult game against Fulham. Fulham, I know we played them at the start of the season. In ways, we were kind of lucky to actually win that game. But it's Craven Cottage, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Craven Cottage can be a difficult place to go at times. Like I've seen it. Arsenal have struggled. The only team that I've seen go there that not really struggle is Man City, for being honest. Newcastle, they're looking a lot better, especially with I don't know why they're not really starting Tonali. I watched part of that Italian game, and he set up. I forget who scored the goal, but did you see that when it was a really, really good finish on the volley, clipped over the top? He set up that. Yeah, great goal. And they have someone like him on the bench right now. I'm not too sure why. He should be in the team. So I think they can only get better at this point. Because they're gone under the radar.
That? Can only get better.
Who's it? Things can only get better. Yeah.
Who sang it?
Who?
No, I found you.
Oh, that's gonna annoy me now.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna annoy me as well. A brain scratcher. Fulham, Newcastle, Shreyas?
Yeah, I think it will be a good fixture. I think Fulham's set up quite organized, and with the way Newcastle has started, I think it will be a good game. Plus with the kind of attacking flair that Newcastle have got at the moment, and with the way Isak has actually been playing for them as well, I think it will be quite tricky for Fulham to stop him, because I think he's one of those players who's practically, even though he plays as a striker, but when you see his game, he drifts onto the left hand side, right hand side, plays as the 10, allows Joe Linton to move forward at times. So he's very, very balanced as a striker. So I think it will be quite tough for Fulham to actually shut him down.
Yeah, I think he is touch and go. I'm not sure he had something wrong with his foot. I think they're assessing it today. But yeah, if he goes out, they've got no Callum Wilson because he's just constantly in a fucking cryo chamber because he's injured all the time. So yeah, are we all going conclusively with a Newcastle win?
Yeah.
Yeah. What score?
2-1.
I think it's going to be tight. I'm going to go 1-0.
1-0. I'll go 2-1 as well, I think, just to put it out there. No banana skins yet, or no barn burners, you think, so far, lads?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Well, do not use it for the United one, please. Leicester versus Everton. Do Everton finally get some fucking points on the board, Shreyas?
Leicester is going to win it.
You think Leicester are going to win, yeah?
Everton will score 2 first, and then Leicester will score 3 in the final 2 minutes of the game, and they lose again. I just don't know with Everton what really happens to them. Because in games, they've started it quite well. They look quite comfortable during games. They've cruised through the, like 60 to 50, 70 minutes of the game, but they're just too vulnerable at the, deciding moments of the game. Every single time they're caught napping. Every single time they, make a mistake at those moments, and it costs them. And in the past 2 games, we've seen it happen already, and I don't see it changing against Leicester either.
Yeah. Stites versus Sneeze Cooper, Adam. Do you think who's coming out on top?
I think it's going to be Sneeze Cooper, honestly. I think we're at the end. We're going to be at the end of Brexit football with Sean Dyche. Sad day. 4-4. We were talking about the 4-4-2 yesterday. I think it could be the end of it now.
Long ball to Chris Wood.
So I can't see anything else than a Leicester win, because just Everton, they're starting the season. It doesn't seem like any positivity coming from that club. I think they've been hit with. I know I suppose they've kind of worked with the Premier League in terms of giving their financial figures over. They're being very transparent with it, and they've been hit with the fines. I know Man City are going through their thing now, but if I was an Everton fan, I'd be very, very worried. I think I can see them going down this season now, the way they're playing. I don't think they can turn it around. And then the new stadium being built, it's not looking good. You could be looking at one of the most, I suppose, known clubs in England, sadly, trickle down the leagues with the way things are going.
I like Everton as well.
I do too.
I'm a fan of them. You know what? I'm going to fucking back Everton in this one. I think they're going to win. They're going to put Sneeze Cooper to the test. I think they're going to do it. So, right, scores, Shreyas, Adam, and then me. Go for this game.
2-1.
I'll go with the same scoreline.
2-1 to Leicester, yeah? You know what?
Yeah.
1-0 Everton. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay, on to the next one. Liverpool versus Bournemouth. I need to put it on the screen first, Nick. What the fuck are you doing? Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Interesting one, because I expected Liverpool to slap Forest last week. And I thought, yeah, it's going to be a 3 or 4-0. And they got beat at Anfield. So I don't know what to fucking make of it. And then they beat Milan at the San Siro. So you would look at this and think, surely they can't lose 2 in a row at Anfield, can they?
So you think I'd be going with my banana skin one on this one?
Oh,
yeah,
2 in a row at Anfield. Do you think?
Potentially, yeah, or at least a draw. Even a draw isn't a good result for Liverpool, I think, at this stage. I just have a weird feeling. I do. I know they've lost Solanke in that day, but they've been like, if you go into the table and just look at their position, it is about, it's mid-table. It is.
Yeah.
But I don't know why something's just.
Got a good coach, haven't they?
It's my
Bournemouth.
Yeah, they have a good coach. Maybe it's just my hatred for Liverpool as well. Part of the brain. But I think they could be slipping up there. I know they got back to winning ways in the Champions League, but I don't know. Maybe I've watched too much United to get that sort of confidence. But
okay. So just hold your score prediction for now. Shreyas, a banana skin in this or a slapping from Liverpool?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose 2 straight in a row at Anfield. I think, and especially with the way they played against Milan, I think that could be a good boost for them after getting a positive.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool have it in the bag in this one.
2 of the centre back scoring as well against Milan, Van Dijk and Konate. I've got Konate in my team as well, so I've got points for that. Lovely. Right, okay, scores in this one.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Bournemouth. And I think it's going to be a case that they're going to defend for their lives and they're going to get one on the break.
That would genuinely shock me if they lost again. Honestly, I'd be like, wow. And if we win,
get the odds on that.
I think we'd be level on points with Liverpool, would we? I think if we win, or we'd be at least close.
Yeah,
so,
I think so. Level or something, yeah.
Yeah. Shreyas, what score are you going with, mate?
I'll go with 2-0.
2-0. Okay, cool. Right, I'll go with 3-1 Liverpool, I reckon. Southampton, Ipswich. A bigger game than people realise, because these kind of games, you're looking at teams that are probably going to get relegated towards the end of the season. It's probably going to be these two. So if one can pip some points off the other, I'm sure they'll be really, really happy with that. And both teams yet to get a win. Do you think, just a question, we'll do the predictions in a second, but do you think both these teams will go down, Adam?
I've kind of backed Ipswich. I know they've had a bit of a rough start, but the last 2 games, they have got 2 draws, so they've come off the 2 losses. I think Southampton are doomed. I think they're doomed to go down again. But I'd like to think that Ipswich could kind of get it together and kind of start playing good football, because we've seen it. They've gone up, was it 2 leagues in the last 2-3 years?
Yeah,
so McKenna has done they've climbed the divisions, and then, like, in a way, you're in the Premier League, but you've had players from League One.
Yeah.
So that's also kind of going against you as well, because you can't change the complete team in 2 years. I wish at some stage we could have done that. But no, I think they'll get their stuff together. They seem to have built into McKenna's philosophy as well, how they play. And it's just about kind of gelling. Again, you're up against tougher opponents. And I've always said, like, sort of these teams that are coming up, they were the best team in their league last year. Now they're coming in, they're one of the weakest. It's a bit of a culture shock and a bit of a humbling that you get at the start. So I always see these kind of teams struggling at the start, but then kind of building their way into it. So I think Ipswich can do that. I'm not so confident about Southampton, though.
No, they've not had a great start, have they? I mean, that if you look at the United game, that could have gone either way if they scored the penalty. But yeah, they don't have the luck on side at the moment either, which you need as kind of one of those teams coming up from the Championship. Shreyas, do you think will Ipswich have a similar vibe to what Burnley did? You know, like Company stuck these principles, didn't it? And they ended up going down with it. Will McKenna do the same?
The thing is, like Adam mentioned as well, I actually thought they will do quite well. Especially, and with the way they, play during games, I can see, what type of football they want to play and which, the brand of football they want to actually, impose on teams that they're playing against. But I think it will be tough. Maybe, they can, still survive, but I think it will genuinely be tough because with the way McKenna wants them to play and with the way opposition teams are already present in the Premier League, there is a big quality gap already there. And opposition teams, with the way Ipswich play, they can counter them quite easily.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing it against top 6 teams as well for quite some time. And when you see Ipswich trying to, impose that, brand of football with the players that they've got at their disposal, it's genuinely going to be very tough for them to survive. So maybe, going into the season, like midway into the season, maybe if they can pick up some form, string some results together, maybe they can still survive, but it'll be quite tough if they are going to just stick with this system. And if this drags on for like 6 to 7 games, I think there will be warning signs already.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, scores, lads. Adam?
I'm going to go 2-0 Ipswich.
2-0 to the mighty Ipswich. Shreyas? I'm sure Ed Sheeran will be raving from his castle.
1-0 to Ipswich.
1-0 to Ipswich, so Southampton not getting a goal. Oh, I think they're both, again, going to go without a win. I think it's going to be a draw again. Southampton at St Mary's, I'll go with a 1-1 in that game. Right, this is where my banana skin comes in. Spurs versus Brentford. If you watch Spurs this season, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but 4 points from a possible 12. Big Ange under a lot of scrutiny at the minute. Brentford have actually looked really, really good as well and give City a good game. I think this could be both a banana skin and both a barn burner, so I'm going to put it on this, everything, like a mad, crazy 4-3 game. Shreyas, kick us off with this one.
Yeah, I think Ange is under a lot of trouble right now because...
Oh, who's that? It's like a different person. Like a new man. We're back. Sorry, Shreyas. He's back. He's back here now.
Yeah, and I think, I think a lot of people actually thought that, they'll be able to get the job done against Arsenal as well, because Arsenal didn't have Odegaard. They didn't even have, Declan Rice in their team and didn't really play as well, against Tottenham if you look at the game as a whole. But they were still able to actually, get the win. So I think that Arsenal loss was a big disappointment for Tottenham. And I just don't see them kicking into gear. Like when they started this, season last season, they looked quite good. They knew how to win. They knew how to get results together, and they got quite consistent. Right now in this team, they've got Dominic Solanke in as well, but just hasn't been able to click up until now. So I just think that, this inconsistency, and with the way they've got, they sometimes got Kulusevski playing, there's some kind of Brennan Johnson playing. They've not got a consistent front line and midfield line, I would say, as well. So I think it maybe, they can, going in deep into the season till the 11th or 12th match date, they can still get some form in. But I just think till the time they can find that consistency, at least, get 2 or 3 wins together, I think it will be quite tough for them to maintain their form.
Yeah. What do we think of Spurs? Shit. What do we think of shit? Spurs. Thank you. That's all right. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. Sorry, any Spurs fans, if you are watching. Just imagine they've come over, they're like, oh, there's Premier League predictions there. Let's have a look and they tune in. That's the first thing they see. Adam, big Ange. Spurs, mate. Playing great football. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's kind of got a bit of a pass off the media. Like, he had a good start at Spurs, but you're looking at it now. Can play a high line, yeah. Out of the last 24 months, just say 18 months has not been good. Yes, he seems to have gotten a pass off many journalists. I think journalists are now kind of having a go at him, but then he's hitting back, and it seems like almost a bit in a rude way as well.
What do you say? I always win in my second season. Like, not a fucking Spurs, you don't, mate.
No, you don't. You've seen it. Surreal winners have gone to Spurs as well. Mourinho has always won a trophy at every club he's gone to. I know things can end bad, apart from Spurs.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just a show. It's almost like they're cursed. But this game, I know it's your banana skin, but they've lost the last 2, and I know it's kind of been a meme as well of him with his hand on his knees as well, standing. Yeah, but when you see your manager like that, it's like a defeatist. It is. How are we meant to, I suppose, build confidence from that? So I genuinely don't think they're going to get a win. I'd probably go Brentford looking even the better team.
Okay. Scores?
Either going to go 1-1 or 2-1 Brentford.
I have to push you for one. So 2-1 Brentford, yeah?
I'll go 2-1 Brentford, yeah.
Okay. Shreyas?
I think a 1-1 draw. I think Brentford.
Draw?
Yeah, I think Brentford will score on early, and then they'll try to, just get the result on. I think they'll try and sit back, and Spurs will get one in the end moments.
So I don't know why I reacted like that. That was kind of like your prediction, isn't it? If you think that. 1-1 draw. Yeah, it's my prediction, mate. Fuck off.
Spurs aren't scoring as many at the moment. Otherwise, they would have gone the.
That's fair. They lost the fucking commentary midweek as well. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We know about that, don't we, lads? In the FA Cup. Yeah. Right. This is forget Arsenal versus City. Forget any derbies that we've got. This is the main game, lads. This is 5 o'clock or 5:30, whatever it is. Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. Me and Sam did the preview last night, so I will let you lads take the floor with this one. Adam, kick us off, mate.
I don't want to see Casemiro play, ideally, after seeing those, left cam footage. Yeah. But I think it will be a difficult game for us. I do have a bit of a sense of confidence because we are scoring goals. We actually seem to have found that, and we haven't been doing that really that much under Ten Hag. So I'm hoping we can get a few tomorrow. Like God knows our goal difference needs it. I can't remember the last time we've had a positive goal difference.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, jeez. I did want to see a bit of changes. I have seen changes. I suppose during the week. I know it's Barnsley at the end of the day, but you're I suppose as good as your last game. I think it's the same. So I'd want to see a bit of a switch up top. But it is a difficult place to go to. And when we've gone there, even when we've been good, like it's always been a bit of a scrap. Like it's one of those grounds that fans are very, very, very close to the ground as well. So it's like I suppose an atmospheric cauldron bubbling. And if they get the first goal, that crowd is going to be behind them. So I think it's important that we don't concede first. We have to score first tomorrow if we want to.
How many times have we said that with United, by the way? Jesus Christ. Shreyas, thoughts, feelings, nervous, positive, confidence?
Against Palace, I'm always nervous.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Bogey team, aren't they?
Yeah, they genuinely are. I think it is genuinely a fixture where we haven't been doing well for quite some time. Palace, I think Palace have got some good players in their team right now. Eze is there. Kamada, I think, is a very good signing. He's very physical and technical whenever I've seen him play. And I think we've got, 2 good results. I think this game is very important for us as well, so that, we can maintain that momentum of winning games. I think it will be the first time in quite some time that we would be able to get 3 wins on the trot. So it is a very important fixture for us, but I think Palace will give us a very good game because if they look at this game, even they'll see that, this is a very good opportunity for us to actually score some points and actually move up the table. So I think we will get the job done, but it will be a tough game.
It's weird, wasn't it? Because Glasner had a really good start last season when he came in. He won I think 9 out of 13 games or something, and then drew a couple as well. So it was like a big buzz around the club. But then obviously Elise's left, Anderson's left, and it's like a bit of a tricky start. Drew 2, lost 2. They've not even won yet, so they'll be definitely looking for it against United. They'll definitely be up for it, and I agree with you, Adam, like you're saying about the crowd and everything. It's going to be important to dampen that because it's a tight pitch as well, so they're very physical. You got Mateta, who since Glasner's came in, he scored almost as many goals as Erling Haaland. He scored, I think, 17 in 19 or something, or 15 in 17, I think it was. So yeah, he's flying at the minute, absolutely flying. So keep an eye out for that. Scores, lads.
I have it in my head. I think we'll get the job done. 3-1 United. But I think it's going to be a lot tighter than that. I think the third goal could come in injury time.
You built it up then like a draw, and then you went 3-1 United.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah.
No, but I think it will be tight. I can't see us conceding. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. Because it's actually an interesting stat. I can't remember the last time. It could have been 2 years ago. But we've gone there and actually kept a clean sheet.
Yeah. Been a hot minute, hasn't it? Has been a hot minute, to be fair.
So 3-1, I reckon.
3-1, Adam's saying.
2-1 United. I think it will be a very cagey game. And I think they will be the ones scoring on first, but we'll end up getting the job done. And I hope it's Rashford again.
Yeah. That ketchup bottle's certainly flowing now. For anyone who doesn't get that reference, Ten Hag said it in his presser. I said 2-2 on the preview that we did last night, and I think I'll stick with that. Yeah. For all the reasons you lads were talking about, I think that's right. It'll be 2-2. So, moving on to Super Sunday, we have Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Two teams that have started really, really well. Be flying with confidence. Forest, especially after beating Liverpool at Anfield. Will it be a case of them cancelling each other out, Shreyas? Maybe a draw, or do you think Brighton will just steamroll them?
I think Brighton will get the win. I think Brighton as well has with I think they've gotten the new manager I think has started quite well with them. They've got they've been playing quite well. And yeah, I think overall as a team they look good whenever I've seen them play. Up until now, I think they've looked good. João Pedro is still causing a lot of issues. Mitoma has started the season very brightly. I think Adingra has come through as a very, very big, dangerous figure in their lineup as well, who can play as the 10, who can play off the wings as well, plays as a false 9 sometimes as well, when João Pedro tucks inwards. So I think they're a very good team with some very good talents, and I think they will get the job done.
Okay. Adam?
Yeah, both teams, just looking at their past results this season, they're both on the same 2 wins, 2 draws, both unbeaten. So can we see either of the teams beating each other, maybe, or will it, just as you said, be cancelling each other out?
Yeah.
And just seeing that, I think it'll be a case of cancelling out. I know we lost there, we did, in unlucky circumstances, but I think the confidence that usually I would say Brighton, but I think the confidence from beating Liverpool at Anfield, and that was a massive result for them. Like I think that was their first win at Anfield for something like 57 years or something.
Crazy.
So yeah, that'd be a result to take confidence, I suppose, to the next game, and I think they'll have that confidence. So I can see a draw.
Crazy, they brought in a manager in it who's like younger than some of the players. 31. He's coming from. He was managing St. Pauli in the second league in Germany, and got him promoted. And Brighton had just found this geezer just floating about Germany. Like, yeah, let's just bring him in. No one had ever heard of the fucking guy before. Let's bring him in. And then
either when they got him in.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I'm saying no one had heard of De Zerbi as much as well.
No, exactly. Yeah, they just fucking find him, don't they? They must really, really do their due diligence to just. Yeah, it is a little bit mad. So, I think, a case of cancel each other out. I'm gonna go 1-1 with Brighton and Forest. Shreyas?
I'll go 3-1.
3-1. Adam?
Yeah, I think 1-1. I'm feeling a 1-1.
Okay. And the last game of the weekend, which is probably the biggest game of the weekend, unless you're a United fan. Man City versus Arsenal. Arsenal without Ødegaard. They're at the Etihad. Was really good against Spurs, but tricky last night against Atalanta. But then, again, City drew against Inter Milan as well. So they've kind of showed the blueprint how to deal with the flying Erling Haaland in a minute. Just put 6 players around him and he probably won't score. But honestly, that's what Pep was describing. He was saying that they had 6 players around him at all times. Just couldn't do anything at all. But he is flying in the Premier League at the minute. So this game's really interesting. Adam, kick us off with this one if you can, mate.
You see, everyone always has to focus on this. It was always going to be the focus in this game. This could be your title decider. It could be this. But how I've seen Arteta go into that game in the last 2 years, he hasn't really gone for it. He's played for a draw every time. And you think you'd learn your lesson and realise that, okay, if you beat Man City, that's the decider. It is. It's like almost a case in the last 2 seasons of Rangers against Celtic. Like they know they're going to win all these other games, but that game is the big game because that's the decider. It's the title decider, and it feels like it's coming to that. I think there's a lot of build up to it. People are getting excited about it. Oh, it's going to be a great game, but I don't think it's going to be a good game.
I agree.
I think I've always seen it, especially on a Super Sunday, like all the build up to the week for it, fans coming in, getting excited. And then it's just a boring 0-0. It can be at times. I've seen it many times, and I don't think I can see like an entertaining game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially with Arsenal, the past couple of games, been really compact, solid. Not been too expansive, kind of hitting teams on counter attack and going long quite a lot, which is interesting. Shreyas?
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't think the game will be as exciting as people think. And with the way this game has gone down, in the past season as well, I think even if, the only way it actually, becomes an exciting game is if City are in full motion. That's the only way it will be actually a good game to see. But I think other than that, I think with the way Arteta looks into these games, I think City always have an edge over them just because of the way Arteta actually, puts his team ahead, in front of City. Because City go into every single game, with the mentality that they want to get the 3 points. And every single time you see them play, that's the big difference between them and Arsenal whenever they come against each other. So I think that City might get the result in this one.
I've not like. I don't know if Rodri, Foden, I'm not sure where they're at with in terms of if they get back into the team, they can play a full 90 or not. But you'd have to think if they've been winning already at the moment and steamrolling teams, especially with the form Haaland's in, if Rodri and Foden are coming back into that team on top of that, it's like I can't see anything other than a City 2-1 win, to be honest with you. I think Arsenal will get a goal, but I think City are going to win 2-1. Scores?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with 2-1 as well. I think Arsenal score on early, but then De Bruyne and Haaland will be getting
De Bruyne and Haaland, inevitable, like Thanos. Adam?
I'm going to go 0-0. I just think it's
0-0.
going to be a boring game.
What's that, be the barn burner now, like a 4-3 or a 5-1 or something? Typical, innit?
Well, there's your video too if you want to do a short.
Yes.
Like me, 0-0 boring game, and then just go.
A few moments later, it's like fucking 6-2, what a game, crazy. Yeah, none of you used banana skin or barn burner yet, so do you want me to go back through the fixtures? And let me know.
The
Liverpool one, yeah, the bananas. Yeah. So the barn burner. Do you see any games, high goal scoring games potentially?
Let me see the ones on Saturday again.
West Ham, Chelsea, Villa, Wolves, Fulham, Newcastle, Leicester, Everton, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Southampton, Ipswich, Spurs, Brentford.
I know I tipped a lot of kind of 2-1s and 1-1 and that I did, so I kind of be going against my prediction. But if I'm to see goals in a game, I think it could be maybe the early kickoff.
Okay.
It could be. I said 2-2, but you could get more goals in it.
Okay, Shreyas?
I think the Newcastle one might be a high-scoring game. If Newcastle start the game quite good, if they start it positively, I think it might happen because I've seen Newcastle play a lot of times, and whenever they've started the games bright, they do have players in there who can score a lot of goals. With Gordon, if Isak is present in that team as well, I think it's going to be a good game.
Okay, and then the potential banana skin. Who could slip up? Do you think?
Liverpool
could slip up. I hope so. Yeah. Imagine United. Just visualize it. United win and Liverpool slip up again. And then all the memes that was getting made about Slot and fucking Ten Hag after that 3-0 when they won, everything just disintegrates, doesn't it? And everyone's going mad at Slot for losing a couple in a row. But yeah, of course, guys, anyone watch this live, watch this later on. Let us know your thoughts on our predictions, challenges in the comments. Let us know which game you're excited for the most and where the potential banana skin could appear. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for Adam and Shreyas joining me on a Friday. Do you have any plans for the weekend, lads? Just before I head off, or we head off, should I say?
I have a thing tomorrow night. I do. It's at 9:00. It's a Coldplay tribute band, and I know you're going to say, of course.
I could have guessed that. I didn't even need to ask the question. I could have just said, I already know what you're doing, Adam, so don't tell me what we're doing, Shreyas. You've got a Coldplay tribute band. What's the name of this Coldplay tribute band? Because this is the juicy bit that everyone's waiting for. Forget the predictions.
Cold Place.
It's not, is it? Cold Place.
Cold Place. No, I could go and they could be absolutely desperate too, and I'm just going to be like, oh God, what did I pay €20 a ticket for?
20 euros for Cold Place? Oh my God. Fucking hell. I hope they're good.
I hope so.
Some say it should be called Hot Stop.
Hot pause.
Yeah, well, I hope it's good for. I hope they sound half as decent for that price. Yeah, sounds exciting. Send me some videos. Shreyas, any tribute bands this weekend?
Not many. Just gonna see the United game and perhaps just hope that it goes well and it doesn't ruin the end of the weekend.
Yeah, well, at least it's not we did win the early kickoff, but we're playing at R5, so you can enjoy a little bit of your Saturday in it until inevitably something gets ruined. So positives onwards as we go forwards, lads. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Again, if you watch this live or later on, because I appreciate people are busy on Friday, tune in later on. We've got some interactive stuff tonight, and then we've got the watch along for the Palace game and the review. And yeah, a few other things in the pipeline as well. So turn on that notification bell, smash like the video, subscribe to Real Reds Talk. We are currently on, I don't even know, we're close to 7K anyway, so hit that
70 off.
Yeah,
So.
70 off 7K. So hit that subscribe button. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and we'll see you in the next one in a bit.